Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the Mike and Molson Too Good for Radio podcast. But before we get into the topics, let us really talk about what can regenerate and rejuvenate your man. No, I'm just kidding. We're not going to do a whole full ad to start the podcast. I mean, you would want to skip right past that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, that's right. You got to earn that sponsorship, Nugenics.
Yeah, exactly. You got to get deep into the weeds when we're just about to get to the good part, and then comes the She'll Like It Too.
They haven't really brought out any new ads lately, Nugenics. It seems like they're still running the same ones.
Yeah, it's the same Big Hurt walking through your neighborhood, just, basically letting you know that when you go to work, he's going to take care of your wife for you.
They haven't dug up any old sports people like a Fran Tarkenton or somebody just out of nowhere.
I'm surprised Joe Namath hasn't come out here with the, when I have my beer in the morning, I love my Nugenics to go with it.
It's a shame he died, but I think Dick Butkus would have been a perfect spokesperson for Nugenics.
Yes, I'm Dick Butkus.
One of the most offensive names in sports.
And she'll like it too. It's Dick Butkus. Welcome into the Too Good for Radio podcast. We begin with a list of suggestive city names.
From Rough and Ready, California to Butternuts, New York.
Wait a minute. What a minute? Butternuts, New York?
Butternuts, New York.
Okay.
There's a infographic here of the most lewd-sounding names in each state.
All right. I'm interested to hear what Illinois is.
Illinois.
Illiopolis.
No, it's and I don't think it's terribly far from here. It's Booty.
Booty?
Booty, Illinois.
Good old Booty, Illinois. Booty, booty, boo. That's the best we could do, by the way.
Yeah.
As far as suggestive stuff is, ooh, Booty, Illinois. Ooh.
In Indiana, I thought for sure it would be French Lick.
Of course it would be. Why wouldn't it be? There's something more suggestive than French Lick.
But it's better. It's Floyd's Knobs.
Can you French Lick Floyd's Knobs? I took a trip from Floyd's Knobs to French Lick.
Mm-hmm. In Nevada, we got Sugar Bunker.
And gonna do Floyd Knob, your Sugar Bunker.
And there's a three-way New Mexico.
Okay.
You might want to go in Louisiana. You might want to go visit Dry Prong.
No one wants to visit Dry Prong. That's a terrible visit. Go down there, spend all that time and money to get down to a Dry Prong.
There's a Keister, Minnesota, and a Balltown, Iowa.
Balltown. Welcome to Balltown.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a lady, get out of these parts. We're only here for Balltown.
Oklahoma has Hooker.
Yeah, I've heard about that one.
And Alabama has Wiener.
Apparently,
there's a Cooter, Missouri.
Yes, Crazy Cooter.
Cooter, Missouri.
Is it close to Wiener, Alabama? Can you go from Wiener to Cooter?
I think you probably can.
What'd you do this year? Well, I took a nice road trip from Wiener to Cooter.
And if you take a wrong turn between there and you make a right turn and go over to Tennessee, you might run into Big Bone.
Good old Big Bone, Tennessee. Right next to Dollywood.
Yeah. Which is just north of Sweet Lips, Kentucky.
That's the one that grosses me out the most thus far. Mm-hmm. Hey, where are you from? I'm from Sweet Lips. Good old Sweet Lips, Kentucky.
Now, I don't know if I believe that there is a Sugar Tit, South Carolina.
I want to believe. I mean, considering South Carolina University is the Gamecocks, why wouldn't they have Sugar Tits?
That's true. That's true.
What's Montana?
Montana has a town called Cummings.
Okay. That seems like a Montana thing.
Excuse me. I was in North Dakota.
Oh, okay.
Cummertown is in Montana.
What do you say?
I said Cummertown.
Hey, boy, I went to Wiener, Alabama and ended up in Cummertown.
Which is just north of Goshen Hole, Colorado.
No, it's not. You can't Goshen Hole. I mean, after Dry Prong, you may want a Goshen Hole, but...
Yeah. We got a Wanker's Corner, Oregon.
Of course we do. What's Florida's? Did we get
Florida?
In these suggestive names
is Mikosuke. It says Miccocukee. I don't know if I'm saying that right.
Yeah. Okay. No, I'm not a real fan of that one.
There's a Blue Ball Village in
no, there isn't.
Like New Jersey.
No, it can't be Blue Ball.
No?
Is it spelled like Blue Bell?
Bluebell. B-L-L Bell.
Blah blah blah. Blue Ball. Uh-huh. Okay, that's made by someone who hasn't gotten any in a while. Apparently, What are we going to name the town? Well, I got a pair of blue balls here. I vote for that.
And the one that is certainly verifiable that we all know as not only a suggestive name, but also the capital is, or no, it's not the capital. It's Bangor, Maine.
Yes, Bangor, Maine. Is that the most suggestive one from Maine?
That's the one from Maine, yeah.
What about New Hampshire? Like all those little states that could all be together.
Yeah. Well, okay, here's something interesting, and because we've got one here in Illinois, the only one they could find in New Hampshire was a town called Effingham.
Yeah, we have that as well, but we went with Booty as well. Booty instead of Effingham.
I mentioned Butternuts, New York. Intercourse, Pennsylvania is one I think we know.
Yeah, we know that one.
Dick, Michigan. That's unfortunate.
That sounds like someone who'd be in an adult film. Starring Dick, Michigan.
Dick, Michigan.
Yeah. Show you your Upper Peninsula.
There is a Climax.
You be indeed.
There is a Climax, Michigan. There's also a Climax, North Dakota or North Carolina. It looks like.
You can't have a Dick, Michigan and a Climax, Michigan.
No, you can't.
No.
You can't. Because over in Kansas is Dry Wood.
Of course. If any town or any state was going to have a dry wood, it's going to be Kansas. They're just kind of there. What's that? Same with Nebraska. Nebraska seems like another one that'd be just kind of vanilla.
Nebraska is Lubers.
Okay. They're trying to luber up the dry wood over in Kansas.
We mentioned North Dakota is Cummings. South Dakota is Bone Steel.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Dick, Michigan, and Bone Steel in Cooter, Missouri.
Alaska sounds like a euphemism. There's a town called Mary's Igloo. Yeah, got myself inside a Mary's Igloo last night.
Yeah, I did. I gave her the old Goshen hole at Mary's Igloo. Yikes.
So
any other one sticking out to you there?
I mean, we got
Idaho.
We got Short Pump, Virginia. We got Dick Shooter, Idaho. I didn't see that one. How did I miss that?
How'd you miss Dick Shooter?
Dick Shooter and PP.
How does anyone who lives in any of these cities, when someone asks them where you from, they go, "Yeah, I'm from Dick Shooter." Another name from our adult film.
Yeah, I'd move, I think. I don't think I'd pick a house there.
No, you can't live in Dick Shooter, Idaho.
When I was growing up, we were looking for a house, and it was like 5th or 6th grade, so you're starting to, you're starting to evolve, and the taunts and the teases are getting worse, and they're getting picked on more. And, and we were like this close from moving to a house that was on Johnny Cake Avenue.
Okay. And you're like, no.
If everybody at school finds out I live on Johnny Cake,
Johnny can't live on Johnny Cake.
They would kill me. I would not be sitting here right now.
Just like Dick, Michigan can't live in Dick, Michigan. I mean, it's hard for Dick, Michigan to find a place to live in that state.
Yes.
So those are some suggestive state names. We go from suggestive state names to Wiener Roundup. Come on and gather round as we talk about what's going down. This is a suggestive name for a city. A speed limit on a busy road in South Yorkshire is to be reduced in a bid to make it safer. The limit on A629 Halifax Road near Penistone is set to drop from 60 to, I said, once again, that's Penistone is the town.
One word?
Yeah, Penistone. And that's over in England. So it's not just suggestive names here in the state.
Right.
You got suggestive names over in England as well, like Penistone. Also, next on Wiener Roundup, we have a gentleman who was at a Target in Iowa, and he was caught exposing himself to people. So, so the store security comes, hey, sir, you can't be doing that. You want to know what his defense was about this particular situation? He was seen on the security cameras walking around the store with and kind of whipping up a batch of thunder with his thing out there.
Yeah.
When officers confronted him, he said, "You know what? It's not that bad. This isn't my penis. This is a dildo. It's a sex toy.
Okay.
What are you doing, officer? This is perfectly normal, acceptable behavior. It's not my penis. If it be my penis, it'd be weird. But this is a sex toy that's hanging out of my pants from in that general area. You can't arrest me for just having that out and about, right?"
That might be a successful defense.
No, he was arrested, still charged with indecent exposure. You can't just put a sex toy down your pants, whip it out, and it's like, It's like, that doesn't make it better, sir, that you're still walking around with some sort of penis-looking object protruding from your crotchal area in a Target.
Yes.
Not acceptable in the social contract. Maybe in Dick, Michigan, but not here.
Big news from Saskatoon.
Okay.
Which that also sounds like it might be code for something.
Yes.
Yeah. Got her right in the Saskatoon.
Her old Saska, you know what?
Yeah, she let me do the Saskatoon.
She let me do the Mary's Igloo in Saskatoon.
BHP, big oil firm out of Australia,
Okay,
is putting like about $19 billion into a mine that is near Lanigan, Saskatoon.
Okay.
And the mayor is very excited about that.
Oh, no. What's the mayor? The mayor's... We got Wiener Roundup going on here. What's the mayor's name?
Tony Mycock.
No, it's not. Tony my cock in Saskatoon?
It's pretty...
I don't think you can Tony your cock in Target or Tony my cock in Saskatoon.
It's pretty exciting, Mycock said.
How's it spelled?
M-Y-C-O-C-K.
You have to change your name. You can't run for...
I'm amazed.
You can't run for office as my cock.
He did, and is now the mayor.
I guess, to be honest with you, if you go into... If his slogan is "pull the lever from my cock" in the election in the polling place, then yes, you do that.
It's pretty exciting. I think Lanigan is poised to grow, Mycock said. I am just reading this from as written by CTV News in Saskatoon.
It's planning to grow, my cock says.
But that growth comes with some concern. Mycock says on-growing work at the mine has already exasperated. See, you can't do that either.
No, you can't.
You can't exasperate with Mayor Mycock.
with Mayor Mycock.
It's already exasperated the town's housing market. He says there's a labor shortage. There's a shortage in Mycock. And in some ways, it's a little scary because Mycock isn't ready, says the mayor.
By the way, if Mycock gives more than a 3-hour speech, don't you have to call a doctor if he's up there at the podium for more than 3 hours?
So nothing really interesting in that story other than the mayor's name.
Yes. Moving on here in the Mike and Molson Too Good for Radio podcast. This is a weird survey. We've talked about it from time to time of how people just don't still enjoy the sex. Yeah. How they have to make it spicy or whatever. Apparently, according to new research, 1 in 5 daters, so 20% of respondents, admit to taking an extended peek at their smartphones while having sex. So in the middle of the sex, their phone is sitting on the wherever it may be, and they're like, oh man, I got to check Insta. In the middle of the sex.
I mean, that's amazing on a lot. I mean, I've definitely been guilty of just reflexively grabbing my phone and then realizing I didn't need to grab my phone. I mean,
correct.
Have you done that?
Right. Yes. Where you're like, oh, I need to look at, and you really didn't in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
There was no update. You didn't get a notification or anything. You just kind of grab it and look. You're like, why did I do that?
Yeah. Or you just 90 seconds ago you did that, and there was nothing there then, so nothing's going to happen in 90 seconds. I just can't. So that's what I'm thinking is that it was just like one of those.
But in the middle of the sex,
that's the thing that is throwing this off.
Like if it's a bad first date, I get it when you're sitting at a table. But in the middle of the sex and things are happening, what is so boring about that? You're like, well, I need to check to see what's going on here.
What does the partner say in that situation?
The lead researcher says people are now struggling to distinguish how to function without their smartphone in every aspect of their life, even in the bedroom. The study's investigative team polled more than 5,000 adult smartphone owners in the U.S. to analyze their cell usage and its impact on their romantic lives. The results found that phone fanatics are more hooked on the exciting rush of receiving a notification than they are sharing an intimate moment with a lover. So in the middle of the sex, and all of a sudden they see something, a notification, bing, and they're just like, well, I got to see what that is. Not continue to go on what's going on with the sex.
I mean, there's been a couple of times.
And how do you respond if you're in the middle of that passionate moment and someone's on there just scrolling? Yeah, this feels. Oh yeah, give it to me. Ooh, like that. Give it to me. Give it. And if they're saying like that, are they saying they like what you're doing? Or are they just liking what's on the screen?
Yeah, that would be really off-putting. I mean, I think maybe we've all been in a situation, I know I have, where the phone rings.
Oh yeah.
While you're in the throes of passion.
Right.
And a decision has to be made.
It's easier now to make that decision since we don't have landlines anymore, and the advent of caller ID, you can just look and see.
And you can silence it.
And you can silence the phone, right? But to your point, in the midst of the olden days, where you had answering machines and everything, because then you run the risk of you're in the throes of passion, the phone rings, you don't answer, now you have to hear the whole answering machine, and then it's the who's on the other end. It could be like,
and it's your mom.
Yeah, it's like, hi, Michael, it's your mother, I'm just checking in, and like, oh, now you're like, well, now what am I going to do?
Would have been better just to answer the phone and say I'm busy right now and get back to it, because
right, exactly.
There's no chance you're going to wrap things up.
No, well, you already have some stuff wrapped up in the throes of passion. fashion.
No chance.
Or it would be the elongated telemarketer of like, boy, do we have a deal for you? And he's just like, shut up, you're taking us all out of the mood.
Yeah, that's a bad deal.
A-holes. They say the study also highlights that 71% of men and women in relationships spend more time with their selves than their sweethearts. And 54% actually prefer snuggling up with their devices to their lovers. So 20% of the people say in the middle of the sex, I got to grab that smartphone, man.
The phone in the bedroom is a terrible habit that I've been trying to break, too.
Yes, just put it down, put it away.
Put it in the other room, put it on the charger.
Exactly. And
it doesn't need to be there.
And for God's sake, silence it, just in case things are going to happen.
Right.
If you know things are going to happen, just put it away in a different room.
I mean, what if you're flipping through and you see like a funny TikTok video and you start laughing? I mean, you see how bad that would be?
Well, it can break bad in so many different ways.
All kinds of things.
Because then it's like, you're not paying attention to me. What are you looking at? Who are you thinking of the person on Insta that you're looking at right now instead of being with me? You start laughing. You start, back it up, Terry. You're like, wait, my name's not Terry.
Yeah.
All that kind of stuff.
The audio's on and Joe Biden's talking for some reason.
Exactly. What kind of weird kinks you're into. So just put it away and just enjoy the sex.
That number's too high.
Yeah, way too high. Moving on, we have the worst wedding guest ever.
Oh, good.
Dateline, Wisconsin. Let me introduce you to Nathan Lancey.
Mm-hmm.
He's been charged with aggravated battery and disorderly conduct. Apparently, there was a wedding reception going on, and officers were called to the golf course over reports of someone had their fingertip bitten off.
Ah.
So the officers show up, and they see Lancey sitting on a couch with blood on his sleeve, which does not appear to be from him. Around half an inch of the finger had been bitten off, which left the bone exposed. So Lancey went, "Har!" and just ripped the skin off there, and just bone hanging out, and he's just sitting there. What's up, officer? How's it going on?
Oh, man.
So the fact that he bit half an inch of finger is bad enough that he's the worst wedding guest ever. But you want to guess what led to him biting someone's finger off?
Please share.
The violence allegedly broke off after Lancey was told to stop fondling another unidentified wedding guest. So Lancey's walking around going, "Hey, what's going on?" It doesn't say man or woman, whoever he's fondling, but he's just doing his
making a little honk here.
Exactly, little went. Someone comes up and says, "Hey, could you stop being so handsy?" He's like, "I'll show you, handsy." Honk, and pulls off half a fingertip.
Oh, God.
Now, I feel the crime, because he was handsy, should be he gets all of his fingertips bitten off to the bone because of what he did to someone else, and the fact that what led to that was him being around grabbing people when he shouldn't be grabbing people at the wedding.
And that's the way it should be amputated, right? Where it's the finger's gone, but it's just bone sticking out.
Right, yeah, exactly.
And that's how he has to walk around for the rest of his life.
It's like, oh, look at, there's old Handsy Lancey.
He can't pick a dime up off the ground anymore.
Like trying to
click, click.
I can't grab it. Oh, no. Yeah, I think that's why he should stay forever, is for Lancey.
Can't open a jar of pickles.
And by the way, what are you doing going around just groping people at a wedding? Have some class. I understand it's Wisconsin and those people are drunk idiots anyway for the most part. But seriously, what are you doing?
I was thinking about groping the other day.
Okay.
As your mind wanders.
Every once in a while, of why one would do it or how one would do it or how brazen.
That's the one that I'm not sure I fully understand of what exactly is the thrill of just grabbing a squeeze.
I don't know. Of someone you're not familiar with.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
It's not going to turn into anything.
Correct. I don't think
so. I don't know if that's the goal. If it's just you're not supposed to do it, then that's the thrill. I don't quite get the need and the what does one get from a grope?
Yeah, because you're right. In the history of ever, I don't think it led to what you think it's going to lead to. If you go up and just get a big old grab of the hams from behind there, big old ham grab.
Not enough to be arousing.
No, for anybody involved.
Right.
And especially with the upfront. So yeah, it is so foreign concept to me that even when I'm in a relationship long enough to where a random grope would be acceptable, I'm still, if I do it, I go, "Oh, I'm so sorry." And it's like, no, it's okay. You've established territorial reign. It's okay to grab that from time to time if you like. It's still not going to lead where you want it to lead to, but it's okay to do that.
Yeah, I thought I had that once, and I think the mistake I made was I made the honk honk noise.
Yeah, that's you can't
which was just reflexive. I wasn't trying to be gross or weird or anything. I couldn't honk honk, and
they didn't like your attempted humor.
There was no more touching after that.
Yeah, no more indeed. We go from one felon, the worst wedding guest ever, to a home invasion story that you say is pretty crazy.
This is and here we are in this day and age, and somebody pounds on your door and says, I need help. It's unfortunate that we've gotten to that point, but there is I don't know if I should open the door. I don't want involved in this thing.
Yeah, I don't want to open this at all.
About 5:30 in the morning, and this involved 3 different residencies.
Oh, geez.
Guy goes to the first house. He entered it through a locked door, so he busted the door down.
No, that's immediately a no-go for me.
And he got blood all over the place. Because he starts pounding on these people's doors saying, I've been shot. Help me.
Okay. You go, all right. Call 911.
He allegedly went to the residence and opened the front door. And he was then told, hey, you got to get out of here. But instead, he ran up the front steps, forced his way in. And the residents of that house were able to prevent him from getting in, shove him away. He no damage done, got some blood on the railing over there. He then goes to now the third house where he proceeded to pound on the door saying, help, I've been shot. Person opens the door. Guy rushes in.
No!
Sees a handgun on the coffee table. Probably shouldn't have a handgun on a coffee table.
Who just randomly has that going on?
Grabs it and points it at a blank wall and says, they're trying to shoot me.
Oh, no. So it's someone who's obviously having some mental disturbance and issues going on.
Resident wrestles the gun away from this guy. And then...
I'm assuming authorities have been called at this point?
Yeah, this is all happening really quickly.
Okay, yeah, exactly.
House.
Yeah.
He then grabbed a TV, pushed it on the ground, went to a CD rack and dumped all the CDs on the floor, threw a lamp.
You know what? I'm more concerned you still have a CD rack than the gun on the hand.
Threw a lamp, broke a handle off a cast iron skillet, damaged the stove burners, and then opened the freezer and rubbed frozen meat on his chest.
No! You know how expensive with inflation that meat is? I don't want your chest rub meat.
Yeah,
By the way, I don't think I could say that.
No,
she'll like it too.
And I don't mean to laugh, but that is
a lot.
Chaotic story right there.
That's a lot of damage going on in that particular time frame.
And
TV gone, lamp gone, skillet gone.
So yeah,
chest.
Go ahead.
Chest rub meat that you got to throw away. You can't serve that.
I mean, how quickly did that escalate? You pounding on the door, help me, I've been shot. Guy flies into your house, grabs your gun, which you then have to wrestle from him. He then knocks all your CDs out of order. Pushes your TV over.
Lamp gone.
Picks up a lamp and throws it. Somehow breaks a cast iron skillet.
And screws up the knobs on your stove. And then, as a kind of cherry on top of the sundae, I'm going to take this meat and rub it on my chest. Was he trying to stop the bleeding was he actually shot?
Unknown.
Oh, okay.
He believed he'd been shot.
Gotcha.
And was in danger. And police say he allegedly consumed a 1/4 ounce of psilocybin mushrooms.
Oh, that would make sense then.
Don't know if that had anything to do with it.
I'm assuming it probably did.
But
yeah, that escalated quickly.
And that's a weird call to your insurance agency of.
I didn't think about that.
Can I claim this broken stove and blood meat, chest meat?
Can I get? I got a claim here. I got CDs gone. Yeah. I got a TV, a lamp, and he rubbed some meat on his chest.
Yeah, $30 of nice T-bone steak that he rubbed on his chest.
That I can't serve now. He used his chest to rub my chicken breast, and now I don't want any part of that.
Gross.
And finally, on the Mike and Molson Too Good for Radio podcast, reality shows all around the world because of the actor strike still going on. So we stand in solidarity with with the people who are on the picket line.
I want whatever they want. Too.
Yeah, exactly. Now this break from Audible. Yeah. So there's a new series out over there called Banged Up.
Okay.
Which is basically they're taking celebrities and putting them in with ex-cons in a prison setting so that they can understand what life is like inside a prison.
So celebrities can understand what prison life is like.
Yeah. So one of these guys is a former minister for Veterans Affairs over there, Johnny Mercer, and he's an extreme conservative. So opens up his episode. he admits he knows very little about the prison system. First going in, okay? He says, growing up, he was a choir boy who went to a posh school and later went on to serve in the British Army for over a decade, became an MP in 2015, and now wants to discover if prison actually works. So, on arrival, he meets his cellmate, Kevin, a convicted contract killer. First thing Kevin does is makes Johnny a salad out of ingredients bought from the prison shop as he describes how he used to run people over.
This guy's got contraband salad in his cell?
Yeah, so Kevin discusses how his criminality is due to the fact that he didn't have a dad and took anything that didn't belong to him, forcing Johnny to question whether prison could ever rehabilitate people like this. Then, in the clip of the show, the two men are shown chatting as Mercer asks his new cellmate if he's taken a dump, because Kevin, I should say, leans over to the toilet and asks for some toilet paper. And all of a sudden, something is in his hands. Kevin, the former MP, then asks, "It's in your ass?" Clearly looking worried about what to unfold. He then says, "You're not effing right. Believe me, up until I went to prison, nothing went up my ass," Kevin responds. As he sits down on the toilet and starts the process to retrieve the tobacco that he had shoved up there. Contraband tobacco.
So I'm sorry, the prisoner shoved tobacco in this guy's butt?
No, the prisoner has tobacco in his butt.
Oh.
Because he's the prisoner. He knows how to get contraband into the prison.
Gotcha.
So he's got the tobacco up his butt. So first there's the weird salad that he makes.
Yes.
Then they're in the cell together. The convict sits on the toilet, and the guy goes, "You just taking a dump in front of me?"
Right.
And he's like, "Hey, nothing used to go up there, but I got news for you. You learn things when you're in prison."
I see.
He then shows off the fruit of his labor to the politician, who says, "Jesus Christ, that's come out of your arse."
He knows that.
After wiping off some excrement off the contraband, Kevin then tells a disgusted Mercer that the cigarettes they can now share are ready to smoke. So it becomes clear Mercer might be finding himself in a bit of trouble as he goes to the window, and eventually the convict convinces him that, "Hey, I cleaned it off enough. Let's share one of my butt cigarettes."
Do the convicts know that these are celebrities, or are they just being put in there?
No, the convicts know.
They know.
Yeah, they know that they're trying to show them the ropes of what prison life's all about.
Because there was a show, I think on A&E. It was like 60 hours in or something.
Yes, we interviewed somebody back in the day that was on that show.
Where you go in and you have to maintain that you are
an actual
a convict. Yeah,
yeah. This one, there's no. They know they're celebrities.
Okay.
This one is no kind of under the radar type thing.
Gotcha.
They're just trying to learn more about prison life and what it is, so they know what the celebrities are. It's more of kind of. They know all the information going into it.
Because if he had to keep up appearances and light that cigarette, that would probably be the breaking point, right?
Yeah, that's when you go, "I'm out." Actually, you know what? I'm done. Count me out.
Warden?
Yeah, Warden, don't want no butt tobacco. Don't want no ass smokes, as it were. By the way, was there an Ass Smokes, Virginia?
Yes,
anywhere?
there is one, yeah.
All right, just making sure.
Big tobacco area there.
So yeah, that poor guy, he didn't. I don't think he knew he was signing up for that when he decided to be a part of this reality show, that he was going to have a guy take a dump in front of you, and then also part of that is tobacco up the old, and then smoking a butt cig.
Maybe it's different over there. I mean, I thought getting cigarettes in prison was a pretty easy thing to do.
Maybe, yeah, right, exactly. Can you imagine the guy goes, "By the way, you're never going to believe," the celebrity walks down to the prison shop, goes, "You're never going to believe this. There were just smokes right there. You didn't have to shove that up there at all.
Yeah,
we can actually have some excrement-free smokes next time."
Oh, God love him.
Yeah, God love him indeed. So there you go, another edition of the Mike and Wilson Too Good for Radio podcast. Appreciate you listening. And remember, just text the word Goshen hole to 696969.
Bum smokes.
Yeah, bum smokes. And she'll like it too.